Koa PERICH. Now, Koa PERICH is um, a two-way player. He's actually a defensive back for the University of Minnesota, and I know we spelled that wrong, but he's a DB from the University of Minnesota. And this fall, they've been trying to put him as a two-way player, someone like Travis Hunter, and they're trying to have him play both sides of the ball. So he was wearing a split jersey in practice, and the coaches have been saying he's a unicorn. That's what his head coach PJ Fleck was saying, and there's not a lot of people who can do that and do it successfully. We feel Koi can. So I have some video of Koi Parrish to back all this up to see how he looks on offense, how he looks on defense, and we'll go from there.
Shrine Bowl running at second down for Edwards. Back to pass. And that is intercepted. Koi Parrish has another one. They call him Koi Wonder. His fifth takeaway in 3 games. The true freshman grabs another for the Gophers.
I mean, the guy's a ball hawk. If he has 5 takeaways in 3 games, it shows that he has a knack for causing havoc in the secondary, being able to force those turnovers, get to the ball. He's just, I mean, it makes sense why they want to have him try and play both sides. I would say defense is probably harder than offense. Now, I never played football. I was a scrawny cross-country kid, so I'm not speaking from experience on this, but I know they always call DBs wide receivers with no hands.
Yep.
And he seems to have the hands, so they're going to try him out on offense. It looks like it's going to be fun for him. Going to be fun to watch. Minnesota's Wisconsin's big rival, so hopefully he doesn't do anything too bad to the Badgers. But definitely going to be interesting to see more of this Travis Hunter archetype come into the league, maybe into the league for sure in college, because that's kind of where the testing ground would be for it. And then if those guys succeed at that level, rather than just Travis Hunter, then they'll make it up to the pros, and maybe we'll see that more often.
Yeah, I could agree. I do have some coach sound as well that I'll get to in a second, but I saw arguments that people were saying he better get the same amount of coverage as Travis Hunter. Well, let me tell you something. Until we see him be able to dominate on both sides, he won't get the coverage that Travis Hunter has or had. Let's look up some of his stats real quick, right? So he had 46 tackles, 28 solos, 18 assists, 1 fumble recovery. Oh, and he had only 5 interceptions all season.
I mean, only 5. That's still a pretty high number for only 12 games. I mean, that's still pretty good. If I know college isn't the same level as the pros, but if you have 5 interceptions in an NFL season, you're looked at as pretty solid.
And he's only played in I think he's played in only 5 games.
So, I mean, 5 interceptions in 5 games is a really good stat, but and then a fumble recovery on top of that.
No, he's played the whole season. Never mind. I just couldn't see something. Yeah, so he's had 1 forced fumble, 5 interceptions. And then he had that. He was on like an interception spree. He had like when he said that they had like 5 interceptions in like 4 games, or something like that. It really was 5 interceptions in 5 games. So that's pretty good. He had 2 in 1 game against Maryland that we just seen that clip. He had two in that game, and then what was that week? That was week 5, and then he didn't have anything else after that. He had 13 total tackles in one game against Penn State, 9 assists. So he's more of like a when something is going well, that's gonna be his game. If he has like two or three tackles in a game, he's going to end up with like 7. That's just how the game he is. And when he has like one tackle in one game, then that's pretty much all he's going to get. So he was only a freshman too. It's pretty good to see. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. Got a little size to him, especially for a DB or a safety, as people call him. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how it looked. Now, I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, well, he needs the same attention as Travis Hunter." Well, let's pause for a second because Travis Hunter did it for 2 years straight, and then when he got it and he was playing both sides of the ball for 2 years straight and was dominating the game, right? And when he went to Colorado, what happened? He started dominating again. So it's going to be something. I'm ready. I'm excited to see. I'm ready for college football for sure. Um, and it seems like we have another unicorn or two-way player that's trying to become one. We have another player that's trying to become a two-way player, rather. So yeah,
I mean, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. It's not, it has nothing to do with the amount of media coverage. It
right.
depends on how dominant he is as a player. Travis Hunter, the reason he got so much coverage is because he was doing good things on both sides of the ball and it was consistent. He wasn't just doing it, once a game on both sides. Like he was a consistently great player. Is this guy, I mean, from his film or from his game tape that we just watched, they called him Coy Wonder, which shows that he has some allure to him at least. And he looked really explosive on that
Yeah,
interception. He was able to
yeah.
navigate through the defense and whatnot. He looked speedy. So there's definitely a lot of potential there for a player like him. And this archetype is starting to become a bit more common, I think, where you see guys that are legitimately going to try and play on both sides of the ball. And it's a similar but not the same case with a guy on the Green Bay Packers named Bo Melton, who switched from wide receiver to corner this year. And from what I've heard from training camp, he's been doing pretty well so far. He had an interception. It was either yesterday or the day before. So this is entirely possible that we start seeing more and more guys that are able to do this.
It's pretty good to see actually. As I know, Devontae Adams has said the other day that he's not hating. He ain't hating on nobody. All he said was that he doesn't know if he's going to be able to sustain that for a long career, especially at the NFL level. In college, you might be able to because you're not getting hit as hard. Because when you get to the NFL, you're playing against guys who've been just weightlifting and training for the season. When you're in college, yes, you're weightlifting and you're training, but you also have other responsibilities like class. You have like uh, study groups and things like that. You have to see counselors and stuff. So you have a lot on your plate in college, where it's not just focused on just training. And yeah, I'm excited. I want to see it if it's sustainable. I mean, we're starting to see more and more players come out like this. We're seeing more and more players come out and try to, be able to showcase themselves on both sides of the ball to say, hey, I'm agile. I can play different positions, which is great for the game of football. But it also is going to be a big thing and a hard thing for the game of football because you're not going to really have guys that are good at just that one thing, right? You're going to have guys that say they're a wide receiver and they're safety, or one person's a linebacker and a running back. Like, especially running backs. If you can't, I don't know if you can do that as a running back because you're constantly getting hit. But we'll see. I mean, we said that we never would be able to see somebody like Travis Hunter, and we're seeing multiple people come out. So we,
I mean, this might be a boomer take before we move on really quick, but I think these guys, when they're younger and more, they can recover faster. Their bodies are still, they don't have the wear and tear yet. I think this is when they're like Travis Hunter, for example, I think he'll be able to do this for a couple of years, but as he gets older and starts getting hit more and more, starts building up nagging injuries, I think that's when he's going to probably have to pick a side when he hits like, I don't know, 26, 27, somewhere in there. Again, this might be a boomer take out of me just because we've never really seen someone like this in our lifetimes, at least, be able to just play every single snap. But the NFL, like you said, is just a different ball game. It's just so much different. The power of the hits is just so much. I mean, you might be getting drilled by Myles Garrett or TJ Watt or something like that. And then on offense, you're going to be expected to guard pretty much anyone. So you could be guarding, I don't know, an absolute bruiser of a wide receiver or a defensive back, or you might get stiff armed by a running back. All that's going to add up over time. Now, we could in 10 years be completely wrong about this, but in my eyes right now, I think this will work when they're young. Their bodies are able to recover faster, but as they get older and start to add on the mileage a little bit, that's when they're going to have to pick either wide receiver or defensive back.
All right, so before we move on, we're going to listen to what his coach had to say.
He just pulled me aside and goes, why didn't I play very much? So I mean, that's how he's handling it. I mean, if he had it his way, he would never come off this field. And that's why I said at Big Ten Media Day, it takes a really special person to do it. And it's not just, okay, we're just going to hand it to him one time. If you want to do it both ways, it's got to be a fully committed player. Well, there's nobody more committed than that kid. Nobody more competitive than that kid and dedicated than that kid. So that's how competitive he is. I thought he got plenty of reps and saw what we needed to see and do a lot. Plus, this is 6 days of doing it over and over and over and over. And we're not going to show everything. There's a wide open crowd. So, but he's over there.
Yeah, he's basically just singing his praises, saying that he wants to do this, and he's going to try to take that step. So that'd be something cool to see. And I absolutely hate the University of Minnesota for playing the music in the background to where we can barely hear Coach. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not a Minnesota fan to begin with. It's kind of. I mean, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and college football is one of the bigger rivalries. But, I mean, I'm going to be excited to see how this plays out this year. Whether he's a full-on participant on both sides of the ball, or at least on offense, whether he's more of like a gimmick type guy, like a Taysom Hill almost, where he just goes out there for certain plays and doesn't play all the snaps, is yet to be seen. But if he's able to line up at a wideout and play defensive back the entire game, it's going to be really fun to watch, especially if he stands out on both sides.